This time on Low Boost, we tear down a motor for a new car we have. I have a lot of dream cars. And to be honest with you, the 1964 to 1966 notchback Mustang is one of them. I know everybody wants the Shelby or the Fastback or the Mach 1 or the... I gotta tell you, this was always the Mustang that I've always liked. And thankfully, it's also the cheapest. So I'm really happy that we're gonna be doing a build on a 66 Mustang. I'm just like super excited, so stay tuned. So part of the reason that we really liked this Mustang was because it had a 6-cylinder engine that didn't work. Unfortunately, we have a 351 Windsor that we got in combination with the engine stand and the transmission that is going in our 1953 Ford F-100 pickup truck restoration. Now, if you don't know about that one, I'll put a link to that in the description below. You guys can check out that build as well. So this motor turns for a little bit and then stops. So we feel like maybe there's something that got stuck in the cylinders and is stopping it from turning over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the whole top end off and really inspect it and see how bad it is, and then maybe put a cam in it. We'll figure it out when we get to it. So the valves, they're old, but gunky. Nothing's broken and everything seems to be there though, so let's keep going. After a little persuasion with a mallet, this should come right off. Let's see what we're working with. I wonder what the pistons will look like. Looks like the intake side is, intake looks pretty bad, but exhaust looks okay. We don't have a breaker bar, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. Oh boy. So I think we know why it's not turning over. That looks like some water intrusion into that cylinder. And we have a little bit on this side as well. So I'm gonna try to rotate it and see where it stops. Yep. That's where it's hitting right there. So it's hitting right there. So maybe if I can, I'm gonna try to WD-40 and clean it a bit. It's hitting right here. So it just won't come up. Let me know what you guys think, how bad that is, if that could be saved, it's in WD-40, or we gotta take everything out and send it to be dingleberry honed, or maybe we can dingleberry it ourselves. So, in the effort to be as budget friendly as possible, I just used a ton of elbow grease, WD-40, and a Scotch-Brite pad, and was able to clear up that rust, and now the motor turns over. So, we're gonna take those pistons out, dingleberry the cylinders, and see if it actually will hold compression and fire up, and then we're just gonna send it. bad. That had the rust in there. This one's got more scarring on the cylinder wall than the other. I don't know if a ball hone's gonna do it. We're gonna give it a try. Let me know what you guys think, if that's savable with a hone. And this side had water intrusion as well, but the piston still moves fine and everything. We're just gonna hone that at the top. All the other pistons are in relatively good shape, so we're just gonna clean those up. But then we're gonna do some stuff with the water jackets and clean everything out. So, tearing the motor down more just to inspect the rod bearings, and a few of them are not in the best shape. So, took all the other pistons out. Gonna try to clean everything up, and I think we're just gonna have it sent out to get hot tanked and bored about 30 over, because I did my best to clean that cylinder up, and it's still pretty scored. Honed it, sanded it, there's still scoring on it. So I'm just gonna send it out. Better to be safe than sorry than have it smoke. The other cylinders are okay. But we get some higher compression pistons in it, and bore that a little bit, should make a little bit more power for the Mustang. The original stick. Now the rule is, in the sloppy mechanics world, you don't look at your cam bearings. You don't look at your cam bearings. But in our case, this is going hot tank tomorrow, so they're not great. So the motor is basically all torn down minus the main caps and the crank. We're just gonna send it as it is to the machine shop and have them just hot tank it, refresh every gasket, everything on it like it's brand new. So it's gonna come back looking pretty. So take a good look at this now while it looks like this, because it's gonna change. This is all gonna end up working out perfect in the end, because after we looked at the engine codes on this, it's from a 1974, and in gas crisis fashion, only had 160 horsepower and like 7-to-1 compression. So we're gonna refresh this thing with some good pistons, higher compression, and it's really gonna make a lot more power than if we just didn't do anything at all. Stay tuned for future episodes as we rebuild this engine, and we're also gonna make sure the Mustang is running and driving as good as possible before we do the swap. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.